as a gay man, it's really hard to hear. I know that this kind of prejudice is not new to these kind of countries. And obviously, I don't want to go anywhere that shares those kind of views. But you just can't help but feel that with this current administration, people around the world feel more emboldened to do these kinds of things.
So okay, let me tell you what happened. There's this gay cruise, this ship filled with homosexuals that for some reason have decided to go to Muslim nations, right? Like they're absolutely clueless. They have no idea of the laws in those countries. It's just like gay people sailing and ending up in places where, the legislation is more of an Islamic nature. And they're blaming Trump for it. This is the most pathetic thing that I have ever seen. And it's not pathetic for the homosexuals. It's pathetic that this is their audience, right? Like there are people out there that are lapping this up. And they're like, yes, it's because of Donald Trump that Muslim nations are now emboldened to turn around the gay ships from the United States. During Joe Biden, like he actually threatened the Muslim nations, right? Like he got them to submit. And he was bringing the Muslim nations into more progressive ways of thinking. But now the Muslim nations have noticed that Americans have voted for Trump, and they said, you know what? We're going to go back to our old pious ways, and we're going to tell these gay people to go somewhere else. In reality, and this is what's funny, some of the nations that they picked, for example, Turkey, it's not that they're not allowed to go. Like, you can actually be a homosexual man in Turkey. But if you go around there and you start sporting the Jeff Bezos flag and you're, like LGBTQ and socialism, let's do communism, inshallah, okay? If you're being retarded like that in public, they say no. While in other nations, getting turned around is actually for their own protection. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they're hoping they get turned around. I mean, if it was up to me, right, if I was the nation of Israel, I would actually welcome them in Palestine. I mean, that would make such interesting headlines, right? One of the main reasons I dislike Israel as a nation is because they turned around Greta Thunberg when she wanted to go to Palestine. If I was Benjamin Netanyahu, I would be like, no, okay, just, you want to bring aid to Palestine? Oh, right, like, by all means. I think that would have shocked her a lot. I already made a video and I discussed what this is, right? This is a publicity campaign. I mean, they're doing this on purpose because they actually know the legislation, right? Like, nobody in 2026 is retarded. People have access to Grok, to ChatGPT, to Gemini, which all it takes is a little search, like, can gay people go to Turkey? Immediately, like, the AI, which is known to hallucinate, will actually not hallucinate in this case because it's a very well-known thing, right? Like, the law is established for more than a decade. They absolutely are aware. And you can also ask the AI, is Donald Trump responsible? And they'll be like, no, even during the Joe Biden era, if you actually went there, they wouldn't have allowed you. But they're doing this specifically because they want the publicity, specifically because it gets like, look here, 300,000 views, right? Like, would you be able to get 300,000 views? Like, no, most people are not. But if you package it in a nice way, like, we're just some homosexuals that want to visit Turkey. And Turkey is bigoted because Donald Trump is allowing them to be. See, like, this is what I love about leftists. Like, they don't understand how amazing propaganda they're making for Donald Trump. Like the way that it's viewed is kind of like everybody on planet Earth is now taking orders from Donald Trump. Right? And if Donald Trump is bigoted, then everyone else can be bigoted. But it also like creates this idea that people are actually born bigoted, right? Like bigotry is the default, is the nature of man. And you actually require the black fist. You really require the hammer, right? In order to crack people down, to oppress people, and to dehumanize them into making them afraid of being bigoted. And the question is like, well, what is bigotry? Apparently turning a political ship around, right? Like Americans have discovered identity politics. So like politics isn't built around issues, isn't built around policy. It's literally built around like, do you like to put your cock into someone else's ass? And if yes, you have a political party with an agenda, right? And if other nations say like, no, we don't want to do politics this way, oh my goodness, you're bigoted, right? So you need to be cracked down. Again, the disturbing fact isn't the this gay man doing this because he's not to blame. He's a very smart and savvy individual. The problem is the people that are the audience and genuinely believe the shit that he is saying. Now, let's listen to a different opinion. This one is very interesting.
With the TQ plus that serves a dark agenda to rebrand sexual fetishes and disorders as sexual orientations. For what was once a legitimate civil rights movement, gay rights, has been hijacked quite literally by the TQ plus and used as a Trojan horse to mainstream their degeneracy.
If you look at the flag, I find this to be very interesting, right? So like the original gay flag, I don't know how many of you know this, but the original rainbow flag, right? That one is fair use. The person that made that flag, which represents homosexuality, was, I think he was a hippie or some shit. But the idea is like, it was for everybody. It's public domain, right? If you look at the Marxist flag, which is the intersectionality flag, the Jeff Bezos, the Amazon flag, you know, where it has like the rainbow color, but it also has like black and brown and the turquoise, the aqua for transgenderism and the circle and all that shit. It feels like the ideology is now eating away at the rainbow, right? Which is exactly what this lady is talking about. It's like the new ideology, the intersectionality, is cannibalizing like the original idea of the civil rights movement. And if you look at the polling, ever since like these new activists came in, the public opinion of LGBTQ people is dropping dramatically all around the world, right? And it's not because of gays and lesbians. And gays and lesbians aren't even in the conversation anymore. Like, I don't even remember the last time I heard anything about gays and lesbians, right? When you talk about the LGBT, it's almost always about transgender people, without exception, right? And here you have this lady, which was part of a movement that tried to separate these things. It's like, okay, like, look, you guys have your own issues and your own things. We want to go our own way. Like, we have different levels of activism that we want to do, and you guys do it. No, she was called a bigot. They harassed, they attacked. It's like, no, you don't get to go away. Like, you get to stay here. And then they talk about Donald Trump being authoritarian, right? The absolute state of the left in 2026. But, again, like their little gay cruise, you know, that goes around now. Really good photo op. What can I say, right? A lot of influencers there, making a lot of money. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, we'll see each other in the comment section. Take care.